Welcome to my channel. I am Thomasin PA2066. Today is 10th of February 2023. I am doing an intense topic to discuss about the competition in estate agency practice. So it is very much on the ground feeling that I like to share with you in this video recording about the intense competition among the players in the community of estate agency. Let me begin. 133 video taking on involution in estate agency practice, a matter of competition and value creation. I am Thomasin PA2066. Today is 10th of February 2023. The slides are met 3 days ago, 7th of February. So let us begin. So the name for competition in China is called 内卷. Involution, if you check the dictionary, is involution, and it is resulting in the irrational way of competition. So the reason I do again or revisit this topic is recently I have heard some colleagues and friends talking about how bad competition is among estate agents in Sarawak, Kuching. So this is something which I want to share with you. So this is an NCC class. I was a speaker in this class for IT in real estate. As you can see, full class, almost 70 plus people attended, and they are able to conduct as much as hundreds of participants. In fact, in KL, this every other week there is a lot of classes ongoing, and therefore there are lots of negotiator that is being produced by this NCC class. So you are looking at a low entry barrier that people can get into this profession or this, maybe you can say trade as a estate agent by just attending a 2-day event at the hotel, listening without having to worry about exam. There is no exam, there is no pre-selection and no minimum requirement. There is no mention of a person must be at least a primary school or secondary school with SPM full cert. There is no such requirement at all. If you are from Kampong, you never gone to a school also, you can become a negotiator. So the intake is so much every month, and you are looking at very, very heterogeneous type of intake from as high as even people with master's degree to as low as probably primary school only educational exposure. So this problem is also a opportunity, of course, you can say, for the job of an estate agent. It is a negotiator coming from all kinds of background, and therefore you are able to reach all kinds of customer, all kinds of client. So everyone is a negotiator in the sense that today we are facing this very crowded negotiator. If you talk to any salesperson out there, they probably is a part-time negotiator also. So what happened in this situation is because, as I've said just now, there is no control, because all kinds of business engagement would yield to a negotiation, and the negotiation can be favorable for an agency to close deal. You never know who will get appointed as a estate agent. You may have an uncle, a senior uncle who just happen to be a close neighbor, and you get him to appoint you to sell his house. So he knows you, and he doesn't really mind that you are not educated to a level of a PhD or a master degree. He just like you and give it the job to do it. So it's a free choice, free consent. Everybody tend to cover their own circle of network. Low level of technical know-how as well, because the idea is to get a prospect to come forward and sort of settle whatever issue. A lot of it is actually passed on to the lawyers. So in that sense, all the legal technical jargon, most of the time is actually the job is taken by the lawyer. So there is always a trust that is between the vendor, the person who appoints you, and then the trust is cover up whatever inefficiency in any other aspect of the estate agency practice. So as long as the trust and the relationship is good, anyone can be a negotiator and close the deal. There is no issue about you have to put in investment of capital, or you have to come out and put some money into this negotiation. Apart from just promotion and marketing, and a lot of time is word of mouth, and there is no barrier to how entry to this job is. So there is no need a person who has permit or anything. You just need to attend the 2 days course on NCC, and one company signs you as a negotiator. You are in a way registered, licensed, and they call it anyhow to represent and sell real estate, which may cost millions. So this is one of the easiest and the fastest way to be in a job of a high price item, and yet there is no restriction on your selection of who is to handle this thing. So it's like you have a fertile piece of land, and everyone is rushing to the fertile land, either conquering a particular section of the land and make money out of it. So this is the idea of how people rush into real estate. And a lot of situation, we want to borrow the idea of Ricardo's theory of land rent, in the sense that the more fertile the land is, the better the yield, the output, and then the value of the land will go up because of the output, which is good harvest in that sense. So by many times of harvesting, the land fertility depletes, and therefore you move to the next fertile land, the next adjacent or neighboring fertile land. So this is the theory of Ricardo's land rent, due to fertility of the land. You study this in land economics. So I just borrow this into the playing ground of real estate. In that sense, I want to use this example of a fertile land as in a fertile developer, a developer which can give you stock to sell and make money for you. So this is a project sale. In the eye of the agency principle, it is a fertile land. And a new project on the launch and by a reputable developer is actually a really juicy, fat piece of meat. So there's a high value. A lot of agency would go after it and ride on the launch of the project and make money. So this is like nobody's business. They will make money laughing and opening up champagne and partying over it. So this is hot project, and when it is no more hot, well, sorry, they move to the next project. So this is the mentality of a lot of players in the real estate. Next is you see that the types of promotion in all kinds of high-rise project in KL, and there's fertile ground for agencies, as well as fertile ground for brokers, illegal or not. So from the eye of the negotiator looking at this project sales, it's also a fertile piece of meat to really read. And indeed, you have ready buyer queuing up. If it is a reputable project, then you just wait and look for your dark box buyer. Anytime anyone walks in, maybe you can just read this particular dark box buyer who just anonymous. You don't know him. And you do your minimum, and the money will come to you. So this is the project that is really a winner for that particular launch. Although the developer may have their own sales team, if you can squeeze in, you just been sharing, just a spill over a bit of money is already a big win for your team of agents. So new project coming up, therefore there is the windfall for all the estate agent negotiator. They move on to the next new project, and there will be next new project subsequently. So this is what is happening. Involution. Everyone thinks that it is good money to make, so everyone wants to come in, and all the agencies are rushing in to sell the project. So you happen to say one developer may have a lot of agent representing it. So at the end, the developer also feel that, why should I be paying you? Well, I can make the sale so easily by people queuing up and walking in. So if such a case, then they will have an on sales team as well as they will do away with the agency. So in order to keep the agency tagged to the developer, the agency will have, of course, to give in the sense that building the relationship and give in rebates or whatever issues of coming up with special deals for this developer, because the developer doesn't really rely on the agency because the agency is tagging on and the developer has their own sales team. So end up you have developers actually they have their win and fancy they win and fancy that the agency firm has to kowtow or pay to win. So what we heard is even the agency have to pay them certain deposits of money so that they can win the appointment or engagement. So this becomes a thinner and thinner commission. For the types of project also, you see it in the negotiator aspect that everyone is going after the same project, and now you see in the social media and in the platforms of marketing that the same project has been advertised by many agents. So the agents saying that is no differentiation. You are selling it and I'm also selling it. It's a me too for you and for me. So everyone is doing the same project and everyone is selling the same project. There is no difference in specialization or any distinctive competence that you can offer to your prospect customer than your competitor. So this is the issue, what is happening in the market. And of course, this is what we call involution. The land become over farm, and whatever you do as a new agent joining up in this system, you have to put in more effort until you actually thin up your resources and deplete whatever you can, but then the winning is very slim. And you are seeing this as in your own agency as well. More colleagues in the agency, everyone is selling the same project. Many negotiators from other agency also selling the same project. So same package of booking, whatever. In East Malaysia, in Sarawak, you can take booking fee. In West Malaysia, you cannot take booking fee. But in the case that if there is any reason that you want to make sure you can capture the sales, you have to give all kinds of rebates, all kinds of free gifts, how to win your prospect customer. So prospect customer also from the other end realize this issue and they become more demanding. And when they become more demanding, you have to give ang pao you have to give certain rebate, and we have heard in the market as high as 1,000 over ringgit ang pao just to make sure that that particular prospect come back to his sales. So this is becoming an issue where everybody is giving discount left, right, and center and giving referral commission. The agency incentive giving to the negotiator who can close big deals at the end gives a competition in a way everybody thins out their commission. Then the issue is everybody is selling the same thing. At the end, cut down your profit so that you win more volume. So it's by letting go the profit so that you can win more volume, or else you'll be totally deserted. Nobody is going to give the sales to this particular agency if the agency keep on doing things which is not competitive in the market. So for example, if you are overall charging 3% and all other agencies are charging 2% or 1.5%, no customer is going to go to you at 3%. So all the developer would have very fast realize that they can even cut down to a 1% deal. Why should they be paying 3% to your agency? So this is a reality in the situation of marketplace. So if we think about it in a more marketing way, what is the core intrinsic reason that this happens? This happens because I list down here a few key reasons. The issue is real estate is an expensive ticket item, and this expensive ticket item is actually not reproducible, not able to be substituted. It's not like insurance where you have insurance plan, you can always generate similar insurance plan. So in real estate, this is impossible. Your particular bungalow house is that particular one. You cannot regenerate another bungalow house and sell it to another person. So due to this reason, if it is a hot project or hot property, a lot of agent or a lot of agency would be dying to get this appointment because it's easier to sell because it is a good product. At the end, for the agency, they have to show that they are doing a service. They are not actually the product. They are the service provider to smoothen the process of acquiring the product. So this service is very hard to compare among one to another, and it is such a short time. Sometimes the interaction between one agent to his customers may not reveal the experience or the impact of his service. Rather, it is like you can even buy things online nowadays without any help of a human person. So because the product is hot, everyone try to ride on the bandwagon and get the deal from this particular project. So you are not expecting repeat sales because most of the products are expensive and it's not likely to have a repeat sale. So therefore, everyone is like hit and run type of mentality. So this is the issue intrinsic of real estate. If it is a insurance or if it is more like a mutual fund, then the mentality of the purchaser or the mentality of the subscriber would be looking at the long-term service, and quality service following up is important in such a type of sales rather than for real estate. It is usually hit and run, and you not likely to get a repeat sale from the same customer in the short period of time. And the other reason is that because it is high transaction cost. So most of the time, transaction cost may be inhibitory, and therefore our agency fee become a competing factor for them to reduce the transaction cost. If they can reduce the agency fee, then they would have a less burden onto the high transaction stamp duty or other taxes that they have to pay. So this is the intrinsic reason. So at the end, when you handle this situation, you have a lot of negotiation which may be failing in way or another, where seldom you can actually close a sales. A lot of it may due to the below reasons. One is, of course, 90% time it is the wrong prospecting. A lot of inquiry, but a lot of time this inquiry are just window shopping. And a lot of situation also you wasted your advertisement cost of investment into marketing and advertising. And a lot of seller or a lot of time it is out of range price. A seller always want to sell high price, or else they can sell themselves. They do not need to give it to an agent to sell. So by doing that, they feel that it is worth I pay you the commission. If you can't help me to sell at a good price, why should I pay you commission? And this is a lot of time outrageously high expectation of price, but not realistic in the market. And that due to that issue, then at the end you are talking about cutting down transaction costs, undercutting each other, sabotaging each other's listing. All the competition is trying to kill each other so that I will gain the little chance to last a bit more because of there is always a limit, a threshold limit to a person's livelihood. If he cannot gain that amount of livelihood, he would just quit the market. So most of the time, you can say more than half of the numbers of the negotiator cannot last for 1 year. But the damage that they have done is already in the industry. So if they are not following the recommendation of the seniors on reducing their fees, then at the end they spoil the market. So you can see I have earlier on talked about this topic, wasted negotiation, 109 video. What is next? What can you do about it? So you can revisit this video and look at what I have suggested in this video. Also, what is the solution? The solution I can give two examples here. One is platformizing, and the other one is geo-linking of businesses. So our problem comes from the fact that we are overemphasis. We are giving overemphasis onto the vendor, the one who pays us, but we are not giving emphasis to those who are creating the demand. On the other side, means buyers and the public. We should shift the focus from the few vendors and the listing provider to the wider public, which is able to give us the demand. So if there is no demand, therefore there is no point of you taking stock, taking listing and trying to sell, because you do not have the demand to buy the stock of products. So therefore, we should not concentrate too much on the vendor and developer, and we should not think about winning by numbers of negotiator. We have to think about more of what we can do without the negotiator. If we can get buyers without using negotiators, then that should be our strategy to invest time and effort to develop that system. And then definitely not by cutting costs. By cutting costs, we are only fighting among each other, cannibalizing on each other's thinner and thinner profit margin. And therefore, at the end, we may lose out. Some of us may actually be doing things not making ends meet. And the last is not by flooding the advertisement by without any plans in the future. So this is what is the reason why new recruits or new negotiators are flooding the advertisement, simply spending money to the platforms, and yet they are not creating value because they are not doing things that is different from the others. So by flooding the advertisement, everybody actually suffers because at the end there's only that handful of buyer, and that handful of buyer now only look for best deal, and you are under performing and over promising by giving whatever advertisement that promises rebates and all kinds of gimmicks. At the end, the buyer themselves may not even want to see this advertisement because those things in the advertisement may not be true. So there's a lot of this scam going on. So we should actually focus on the end customer, trying to build our value over the end customers. And this is what I'm trying to do by these two platforms, platformizing as well as Findway.info. So I like to talk about platformizing. Platformizing comes from three words. Comparative platform advertising. That is what is seen in contracttoyou.com. And this is a IPI index ranking of property, giving the property a particular index, and this index would reflect the benefit of the properties for buyers to compare their properties by actually ranking this under comparative index. This is for smart purchaser. A smart purchaser who purchases the property would use this tool to understand what value are they purchasing in the property. The other part is the geo-linking of businesses under Findway.info. Is actually more of a community of agents working together, including real estate, financial and investment agents, estate planning agents, tourist related tour agents, as well as the maintenance repair specialists. These people, they are actually running in the market, and if they can group their effort together to map up a region, connecting them in a network would be beneficial to all staying in the same region. So in my conclusion, if you look at involution in estate agency practice, we are facing the issue of irrational and self-hurting type of competition. And then these types of competition would eventually not benefit anyone in the business. It would hurt the negotiator, it will hurt the agency, it will also hurt the end user. It will result in all the negotiators and the sales force trying to cut costs and give a discounted service. So because of this scenario of involution, where competition is so hostile that at the end, nobody benefits. Even the buyer and the tenant eventually would have to face the fact that there will be no service and they have to really face the risk in the market themselves. There is actually solution. The solutions would be for us to focus on the end users, to create value, to be different, and to give specialization and value-added services. And this includes my two platforms, contract2you.com and findway.info. So these are my platforms. I have 4 platforms. One is e-learning system for the board examination. Then we have 2 advertising platform. One is the far left, which is contract2you.com and index ranking of property. On the far right is findway.info, a geo-linking advertising types of platform which gather all businesses in the same region. We have the Just Letak, My Real Property Online blog, which collects my videos and also my write-up and some listings. Thank you for coming in to my channel. I'm Thomasin PA2066. This is my mobile number and my website addresses. Thank you.